Hello crafters, this is Gareth from G's Creations. Today I'm going to show you how I create and make one of these. Now this is not an original design by myself, it was a pin that Kim Schultz pinned on her Pinterest and I just fell in love with the card. I'll try and find the pin and link it onto this video. So I just wanted to show you how I make these cards. So this is a they're three-way pull-out, so I'm gonna call them bifold cards because they fold 3 times. So bifold cards, and then you got the three different papers on each side, which gives you lots of areas to stamp, do photo matting, to write your messages, and they can work across the season. Here's a Christmas one that I did, and you could fold them either way. So it's entirely your choice in which way you want them to be folded. Here's a happy birthday one in pinks. Another happy birthday one. It's a good way of using up your scrap pieces of card as well. Here's an autumn one, and that's I used the one of Meme's stamp sets. So that's that one. We're going to do a monochromatic one today, so I'm going to be using blacks, whites and greys. You'll need a circle punch. I have a 2-inch, so that's the one I'm going to use. Now if you had a 1 3/4 inch and a 2-inch which was scallops, that would look lovely. Double-sided tape, mixture of ribbon. This was gifted to me by one of my subbies, so thank you, the lady who sent this to me, thank you very much. I'm going to be using the brocade paper stack, and this is from the theworks.co.uk, so I'm going to be using paper from that. Paper trimmer, our widely used and trusted art glitter glue, some black cardstock. So let's get started. Now this is a standard size piece of cardstock, A4 size. It's just under the 12 inches, so you're looking at how many centimeters? You're looking at just under the 30 centimeters by just under the 21 centimeters, or just under 8.5 inches. So I'm going to cut this to size. Now the size that these cards are 9 by 6, and then this end is roughly about 3 inches. So let's do that. So first I need to cut this. Let me move my journal out the way. I'm going to cut this piece of cardstock so it is 9 centimeters wide. There we go. And it'll need to be 6 inches high. Now I will need to measure 3 inches for the small size. So I'm just making a little mark here, just there for the 3 inches. Then we'll go back to the trimmer and we will line up the very tip here, the very tip, and this in the cutting galley, and that will give us our slant in which we need to cut. So that's how much you cut off. That's the shape you'll get, and then that folds into this shape. So put that away for a second. You'll also need your scoring board, and you'll need to score it at the 3-inch mark and the 6-inch mark. So you get the trifold. Yeah, I call it a trifold card. So you get that. and then you need to choose your paper. Now, like I said, I've chosen paper in the blacks and whites and greys, so the monochrome kind of feel. I'm going to cut those to size. I've cut some already. Now this is a 6x6 pad, so I've used I think it was 4 sheets. Yeah. So I've cut 3 sheets already from this pack. I want to show you how much you lose next to nothing, which is great, because if you're anything like me, you don't like wastage. And I cut this at 7 centimeters, which is, I believe, 2 7/8 in inches, and I'm literally left with that. That's all I'm left with out of a 6x6 piece of cardstock or paper. Right, now as you can see, I've cut these so there's a little gap or border all the way around. Now you could go in and measure it and find out what this measurement is for the cut here, but I tend to bend it over and I tend to freehand it. Bend it over, freehand it, and then I always come down a little bit more where I've just cut, go back to the piece and see if it's a good fit, which it is. So that's one. I'll go to the second piece here and fold it over. Now obviously if you're using thicker cardstock you may not be able to do that, but there will be a way in which you can measure both sides. Measure this side, measure that side, and then do what I've done with this. Then just put it in the galley of the cutter. So that's 2. And this will be the third one. Let's stick those down. If I can find my double-sided tape, there it is. Now let's go back to the first one. I need to order some tape for my ATG because I've run out, but I can't seem to find it in any stores over here, so it looks like it's going to be an order over from the US, because it probably work out cheaper. I found some on eBay, but it worked out to be like almost £7 a roll. I mean, that's just ridiculous. We don't craft over in this country like you do in the USA. It's not big business like it is over there. It's getting busier and more and more people are crafting, but I think it'll take quite a few decades to get to the stage where it's at in the US. Which for people like me who love to craft, find it therapeutic and so forth, it's quite a shame. When you've got one of our main crafting chains is Hobbycraft, and it's ridiculously expensive. I was introduced to The Works by Arlene and Mandy, and I've been on there quite a bit, and we've just got a new store opening up in Wembley, so when I've got some spare cash I know where I'm going. Because it was, they've got some great items. I mean, these paper packs, for example, they're very, very reasonably priced. You go to Hobbycraft and it's, even for a 6x6 pack, you're looking at nearly £9. which is just ridiculous. And it's not necessarily even Graphic 45. And if I'm paying that sort of money for a paper pad, I want it to be branded. I don't want it to be some cheap, flimsy cardstock. Okay, moan and rant over, ladies and gentlemen. One thing I love about these cards is they can be adapted for any occasion. Christenings, anniversaries, graduations, you know, fall, Halloween. These look great with spider webs on them for Halloween and so forth. Just got to change the paper and change the embellishments. Embellish it as much or as, you know, little as you want. That's the beauty. See, now it folds like that, so I'm going to put the grey one there. I'll have the black here. I'll have this one here at the back. Have you in the middle. Fleur-de-lis. I love fleur-de-lis. And I think I'll have you here. So let's go to cutting. Now I'm literally just cutting 1/4 of an inch or about 4 millimeters underneath the fold line. Okay, go to score tape. I love this double-sided tape. It's from Punch Place Plus. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. It's stocked at Tupelo Designs as well. I apologise for all the shadows, but it's quite a dark and miserable day here today. So I've had to resort to, you know, studio lighting. Okay, there we go. And I had some of this card left over from a previous project, so I've got some circles that I cut out using the paper punch. Now I am going to mat the front part slightly. I'm going to cut this down, so I need to come in a little bit because obviously I want that showing, the paper showing. So so that's 3. So I'm going to come into, I'll give you the measurements of this piece I'm cutting in a second. Because I just want it to go in the center there, at the bottom. And then I'm going to add one of these, or maybe 2, just to give it like a balloon kind of theme. Maybe even 3. But I'm going to add that to the front. So let me do that quickly. Come off. I usually use my die pick, which I think is from, is it EK Success? I think it make the tool. I can't remember. Okay, so I'm going to put that on there. I'm going to put these on the inside. Whoops. Just dropped my Tim Holtz Distress tool. Trying to get my sellotape, my double-sided tape. Move out of the way. There we go. And I've got this really nice kind of zebra print, what do you call it, zebra print rickrack, which I'm going to adhere to into these to make them look like balloons. So I'm going to add a couple more pieces to this here. I'm just going to add a bit just to give the impressions that they are balloons. This is what I do with my the needle, the pin in my from my art glitter glue, because I spent about half an hour on my hands and knees one evening trying to find it, and I was like, I'm not doing that again. So one of you fellow crafters gave me the idea of doing that, and it's worked out really well. I've got into the habit of doing it every time I use it now. And I'm going to be following in Meme's footsteps. I have the 8-ounce refill bottle. So once this is finished, this is going to go on top of this. Okay, so that's that done. I'm just going to get the happy birthday stamp. And I'm going to use my Memento black ink, my little happy birthday stamp. Make sure there's nothing on the edges, and stamp happy birthday on this grey piece. And oh my god, I had to put something here. What was it? Was I going to put something in there? Yes, I was. Now you just want. My battery is very low, so it's going to cut off. All I'm going to do is put that on there, and then I can put a little message on it, or a bit of something or other. But my battery